Now this tank was used to clean the most contaminated areas of Chernobyl and was actually used to help cut down the red forest.
1.5 millisieverts or 1500.
Whoa, how's it going guys, and welcome back to day 2 in Chernobyl. Now I'm not 100% sure what the plan is today, but I do know one thing that we are doing today, which is very exciting. We're going to meet up with our tour guide. He's waiting for us downstairs. All he said to us is he's got some amazing places that he's going to show us today. So yeah, can't wait. So let's get it started guys, and I will see you downstairs. Right guys, we are back at the grocery store that we was at yesterday, and what we're getting now is some plastic bags for our shoes.
This is him, you see?
Okay, yeah, I see.
Вот это же вы, правильно? Вот
Так
это.
точно.
Садите. And you see Pripyat road sign? No any trees, no any forest.
How weird
because
is that?
he buried red forest. He
Okay.
is liquidator.
Is December 1806 year.
86-го. December 1986.
1986.
Только саркофаг сзади, там плохо
And
видно,
where's he
только
stood
построен.
So
саркофаг.
just old sarcophagus completed. Это же вы, да?
Да,
Jeez.
This is
87-го.
springtime 1986.
1986, okay.
So you see, no forest,
No trees at all.
no grass, just Pripyat road sign and sarcophagus.
That's crazy. Nice to meet you. Hero.
In
Hero.
a church. In church. Drive.
He is going to church now. because
Okay.
This is,
Yeah.
So explorers, that guy that we just met behind us was actually one of the liquidators in 1986, and what he did is he helped bury the red forest. Now them photos that I just showed you, that was actually him, and as you saw Pripyat sign, there was no trees about, so they actually cut down all the trees and buried them underneath the ground. Guys, check this out. As you can see, this fox isn't in very good condition, and he lives in the red forest, as Igor just said. Come on, got some food for you. Don't go. Oh, he's gone. Right, explorers, our first stop for today is at an abandoned train station. Now, the trains that would run through this train track were cargo trains, so they'd bring stuff in and out. Now, as you can see, what I've been told, this train could still be used now. I mean, it could still run, but no, it's just been left there now, just to like decay, rot away. As you can see, very rusty. And apparently, what I've been told by Igor is some people could actually see a fire on the tracks. I think that's the reason, half the reason, that it was stopped being used. And obviously the disaster as well. But yeah. They're a lot different to the trains that we have in the UK. I mean, they're a lot bigger as well. I'm guessing this is where some of the passengers would have gone as well. Yeah, unfortunately we can't get inside, which is a shame. That would have been good to show you guys inside one of these trains. If I could put the gimbal up, I don't know if you guys can see inside. This is the advantage of being 6'2". I can actually show you guys stuff that is quite high up. But I don't know if you can see anything on there. And as well, we've got this crane. This crane may have been used to lift stuff from out the back of one of the trains. So if you've got heavy cargo, you need a crane to lift it off the back of the train. Look. I mean, look at the size of the hook. So this train actually passed a test in 2011 and was said that it could still be used today. So this train isn't technically abandoned, but the trains that we are going to now, which are further on down the track, are abandoned and not in use. So yeah, lead the way, Igor, lead the way. Right, so as I said earlier on, the trains that was used to go down these tracks were cargo trains. As you can see, trains here would have been carrying supplies, materials, or anything that would have come from like Moscow all the way down to Chernobyl. And the crane that we saw may have been used to lift the materials out the back of these cargo trains. As you can see again, guys, nature is now taking over the train tracks. We've got like bushes growing, all sorts of like plants growing. And you can no longer see the track further on down. And there actually is a train carriage. Oh shit. I tripped. Urban exploring, guys, is very dangerous, and I almost face planted the floor then. Oh, I'm going in. Oh wow, still got the chairs inside as well. So this was definitely a people carrier train, a passenger train. Look at the roof as well. The roof is literally caved in. This is so cool. I'm not going to go any further inside because I don't know how dangerous it is. Looks like the floor is like caving in some places as well. This is an abandoned Ukrainian train that would have brought people into Chernobyl. Maybe workers. And then this way. Oh yeah, damn. Look at the roof is completely caved in on this carriage. Well, I've walked further on down the track. I actually thought that there was only one carriage to this train. But as you can see, there is another carriage here as well. And look on the floor. Some sort of, I don't know if that's a military coat or something, or just a coat that used to belong to somebody that used to ride this train. Bottles. Yeah, we're down the other end now. That's where I was standing just a minute ago, on the other end of that carriage. Come further on down. Maybe that was the engine room. Yeah, as you can see, the engine just on the floor, and above is a lot of like mechanical like pipes and stuff. So maybe, just maybe, that was the engine room. I might be wrong. Again, I don't know a lot about trains. Guys, check this out. I found this quite funny. On the outside of this carriage, can you guess what that is? That is actually a fridge. What genius thought of that idea to stick the fridge on the outside of the carriage? Saving space, I'm telling you, saving space. I mean, that would look pretty weird if it was in the UK though and that fridge was outside one of our windows. But I just thought that was funny, a fridge on the outside of this wagon. Right, so apparently guys, on the end of this track are more abandoned trains, and apparently these abandoned trains are completely tipped over. Completely tipped over, and some of them are on their roofs. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. How good is my balance? See if I can walk the whole length of this track on the actual track. Nope, I'm off. Now apparently the tracks in Ukraine are slightly wider than what we've got in Europe. I don't know how true that is, because I look at the tracks in the UK and they actually look wider than these ones. But I've been told, so it's got to be true, it's got to be true. Alright, so explorers, we've walked a little bit further down the track now, and we've come across the proper abandoned stuff now. Locomotive carriage, this one. This is where the engine would have been. I'll check this out. I don't know how well you can see it, but this is inside the engine room. How incredible is that? Now this would have been a diesel train. Again guys, if you are huge train enthusiasts, you are going to absolutely love coming to Chernobyl and seeing this. So that is one of many that are abandoned in this little area. As you can see, this carriage is completely on its side. This one is still upright. This one almost looks like a bus, this carriage. Now this is the people carrier. This is where the passengers would have sat. And check that out. Wow! Okay. As you can see, there was insulation in the roof, like foam insulation. I don't know how safe it is to walk down. I have been told by Igor not to come in there, so I'm kind of slightly breaking the rules, but I don't think he'll mind too much. And on the floor, you can see like little motors or parts of the engine just scattered around. Here guys, you can actually see part of the engine of the train. Now I don't know what part it is. Again, I don't know a lot about trains, but if you guys do know, leave comments down below. It will help me out, like work out what piece of the train it actually is. Now I know this is the locomotive, which I've found out is the engine room of these trains, which is pretty damn incredible, if I may say so. You can actually see, again, more of the engine in this locomotive.
No, they're not contaminated enough
Yes.
for sending them to storage of nuclear waste, but they're not clean enough for recycling. They
yes.
just simply left here.
So as Igor said, these trains, they're contaminated, but not enough to be buried for nuclear waste. But they were high enough to never be used again. So yeah, they're just basically left there now. But the story that he told us before, and he said, you'd never believe us. And I was like, yeah, we'll believe you. He said, Godzilla come here and destroyed all the trains. Just completely come through and was like, rah, rah, rah. So yeah, as you can tell, he's a great tour guide, and he's got a hell of a sense of humour as well. Right, so guys, what you can see here is a tank. Now this tank was used to clean the most contaminated areas of Chernobyl and was actually used to help cut down the red forest. Now it's still very contaminated and nobody knows why it's still here. They don't know if they just forgot about it, but we're going to find out now. As you can see, it's reading 8.64. Oh damn it. Going up to 27, 19. Oh my god.
1.5 millisieverts or 1500
Microsieverts.
or 1400 microsieverts or just 1.4 millisieverts.
That's incredible. That's even away from it as well.
Yes.
That's like a distance away and it's still reading pretty high. And the closer we get, I can't believe I got my head so close to this. It's unreal. So it's incredible how radioactive this tank actually is. And it's incredible that it's still here and it hasn't been moved and hasn't been destroyed. Right, that is the first stop over. And what a stop it was. Seeing them abandoned trains and train station and that tank at the end, one of the most contaminated vehicles here. But yeah, we're going to move on to our next location now, guys. I'll catch you there.